Woke up today, smile on my face. May not go my way, still got my faith, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. Running our race, just at our pace. Made some mistakes, but learned a few things, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. Yeah, yeah. I've been through it all, I've been through it all. Looking at Goliath at the stand tall. My heart, it feel like David every time I fall. My problems look like giants, I'ma slay them all. Every single beef, I had to let it be. Spend a lot of time wasting energy. That ain't made sense to me logically. But I feel way better when I walk in peace. Please don't bring the gossip to me. I mean, no offense, I'm finding out jealousy. Only a lack of confidence. Focused on me more, focused on you less. Everybody do that, look around and we blessed. Woke up today, smile on my face. May not go my way, still got my faith, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. Running our race, just at our pace. Made some mistakes, but learned a few things, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay, yeah. I know the pain you felt, I felt it with you. I know the hate you feel is scar tissue. Unhealed trauma is trying to kill you. But come back to love, man, we all miss you. Hey, life is like a seesaw, it's up, then it's down. It's all about progress, you can't stop now. Take a step every day, look back and see miles. Could make it to the top if you stop looking at the ground. Woke up today, smile on my face. May not go my way, still got my faith, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. Running our race, just that I pay.
I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. I bet on myself.
Yeah, I bet on myself. Okay, dream so big that it think I'm crazy. Let out the beast, no, they can't tame me. Don't play with me, better mind your business. I cannot stop now, I ain't finished. I'ma keep on going till I got that. Okay, the way that I'ma do it, they can't top that. No way. Critics trying to hate, but I don't talk back, I know that. I know the kid with the bull, tell him all that. I'm the one that I'ma gamble on, I ramble on. I'm about to get my ramble on, and I'm the one they really couldn't get a handle on.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the one, the only designated Spittaz. Ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday night, Gabagool almost took my life, and that is true, man. I had a tough, Francis, I was telling you before the show began, I had a really tough time Saturday night, folks. Gabagool almost finished me.
I just thought it was hilarious that we still got to get that drop. It just shows the commitment, right? Because we still start the show with that drop, even though Gabagool almost ended you on Saturday.
Well, I'll never get rid of it. I never hate Gabagool. I mean, you know, can't hate it. I mean, unfortunately, it happened. It happened the way it did. Gabagool is so packed with sodium. I mean, all Italian meats are packed with sodium. You just don't go pick up 2 pounds and eat 1.5 pounds on one sandwich. That's typically not the way you go about, the way you should.
Yeah, no, it's not ideal.
You know, here's the main thing when it comes to the Italian meats. Eat it with caution.
Okay, I'm sure there's a pause in there somewhere. I don't want to start the show like that, but there's got to be a pause. Yeah. There's an ayo in there somewhere. I'm just, I'm not sure where exactly it goes.
They say my Italian meat is loaded with sodium.
Hey, yo, listen.
It'll fill you, baby.
Thing about it is that he said they. So now I'm worried about my brother's life because he said they. And there should only be one person.
I don't think she's here yet. But she's always listening, so she probably is. What up, chat?
She don't miss much. What's up with y'all, man?
Chat, what's going on, brothers, sisters, fam? What's good, everybody? The New York Yankees. We got a lot to talk about actually today, which is kind of nice. We got a bit of a packed schedule here right now, as my calendar right in front of me is still showing May. I haven't changed jack shit over here, but
yeah, I just changed mine at the office this morning.
Yeah, I haven't. Who's on June, by the way? Is it the same one?
John Carlo. You using Yankee calendar too?
Yeah. The one we got on the
one we got on the game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny. So we're using the calendar in the office. G is June.
Is it June? Okay, all right, good. Got a little
It's
G on
funny
there,
because
but
I almost posted it, but something about these Yankees, right? The first 3 months of the calendar all have something in them that kind of breaks your heart a little bit, right?
yeah, no, because May was Garrett. I'm looking at Garrett right now.
March, April was
Okay.
Judge, right?
Yes.
If you look at Judge, if you look at the part that's blurred out, who was on base, it was 22.
No, is it? I didn't even see.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, they had the they blurred him
They
out.
blurred him out. Obviously,
They blurred out my best friend.
Blurred him out, but he's there. Literally the first month of the calendar too. So then, what's the call? May is Garrett, and obviously, you know, we lost Garrett for the year, so that's bittersweet. And then June is G. And G holding up his ALCS MVP, whatever. But it's like, yo, we haven't had G since last year in the freaking World Series.
I mean, it's crazy that G's not even playing yet. He still made an impact when these guys came out and were like, we're getting these AL rings, a pennant. He's like, I better not see none of you rocking that shit.
Leadership.
They had to stop Volpe. Volpe wanted throws in the guy. He was like, put it in the fucking bathroom. I don't want
Put him in the fucking bathroom. Get him out of here.
They were like, nah, Anthony, you got to take it, Anthony. He's like, all right, I'll give it to my grandfather. What's the big deal?
I mean, in the moment, like I was right. I'm right there with him. I'm like, yeah, I could see myself doing some stupid shit like that.
You think Juan would give me his?
I mean, honestly, he probably gave it to his pops. He probably gave it to his pops.
I mean, give me one. His father got his World Series, right? He give me
his father is a Yankees fan still.
We'll
His father doesn't even put on the Mets jersey.
You know what?
He doesn't even wear it. I'm sorry, Juan. Don't get mad at me.
You know,
that's a him thing. I got.
You know what though? You know what? I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't even want it. I don't want it. I don't want what I want.
I mean, you know what, dude.
We're winners over here at the U. We win the whole damn thing, baby.
I mean, I tell you one thing, we could sell the shit out of it. I know that. I mean,
could do that. That's a good idea.
You talk
That's
about
a good idea.
You talk about
we go right in the street. We go right in the street.
Yeah, you talk about an investment. That's gonna bring.
Remember when Tony did this in the show?
Yeah. Oh yeah, to the Grasso.
Fucking Grasso, that son of a bitch. Let me tell you something, FBI. What the fuck you doing? You going to a man's house? You start eating the Monty Gaunt at the fridge. Unbelievable, this guy. Drops the brake, breaks the blade on the floor. How much did that cost? It's priceless.
He said, if you forgot your lunch, all you had to do was ask. Nah, man.
What's up, chat? Everybody doing good? Good.
So we're in June.
We are in June.
Carlo is the cover athlete for June on the Yankee calendar.
Okay.
But more importantly, we passed Memorial Day weekend and we passed the rematch of the World Series. This is a good mile marker episode. That's why I was really excited for DS.
It is very much.
Because I feel like today it's an off day. Like, you know, you're not coming off of a game season or going into a game season. Like, we're coming out of one series. We start another series at home tomorrow. You know, the boys are back in the Bronx. We can kind of take a breath and look at the season and answer and be real honest about things, because there's no more. It's too early. There's
that's gone.
It's a small enough. It's too small a sample size. Like all that shit's out the window. We're in June now.
Yeah.
Like the All-Star game is next month. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody knows it feels like after the All-Star game comes, the season just fucking like
it absolutely flies. It absolutely flies.
Dog days of August is for the people on the field, because for the fans it goes like this.
Absolutely flies. It just flies by.
It's a really good moment, I think, for us to sit back and let's really give a fair, honest assessment of course, the 2025 New York Yankees.
Yep. Before we move forward, we're going to take a look at the win-losses and all that stuff. But I ask you guys at home, hit that thumbs up for us. Smacky that likey. Hitty that sub. You guys know we just hit 45K. We're already at 45,145. So we are moving on up really quick on the mission to 50K, which at the end of the day, folks, it is legitimately right around the corner. But let's get right into it. As Francis said, here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The New York Yankees enter June 36-22. They are 5.5 up over the Toronto Blue Jays, who are coming on a little strong here recently. They've won 5 games in a row. They're 31-28. But the New York Yankees, as it stands right now, control their destiny. They are right now the team to beat right there, I would say, with the Detroit Tigers, as the two teams in the American League that really look like the powerhouses of the division. So, Francis, let's start right here, man. The last series we had, let's recap this really quickly.
Yeah.
Because I do wanna shoot down some things that fans were saying.
There's been a lot said about the Dodgers.
Whenever the Yankees face a good team, that's not totally true this year.
I would hazard that it's not true at all.
It's not true. It really isn't. And again, we've been getting, me and you, we took some flack this year by the fan base, by the way.
I know because we've been, you know why?
I was called overly positive Pete recently.
Say,
really hurt me.
We've been too positive. Believe that. It's crazy because you go on Twitter, the narrative is that we're the most negative people in the business. Like all we do is complain, whatever. You come on YouTube and we're too positive, we're too optimistic, we're not realistic, whatever. You know what it means? It means you can't win. Okay? So veal Parmesan sandwich. Fuck you.
And then I put it in reverse. How about I build a ramp up the ass?
Drive a lion up there.
But no, at the end of the day, that's just life and how it goes.
It's
but
funny. It's just
you know
funny.
what's been fair about our positivity? We're actually backing that shit up. Hey, yo. But we are backing it up in the right way. Because at the end of the day, we did this with Carlos Rodon and we took a beating. And look how good Carlos Rodon has been.
Exactly.
Because we brought up facts along with it of this is why we feel this way.
Exactly.
Now, a lot of the people saying, well, you know, the Yankees got destroyed by the Dodgers. And yeah, they you know, the first two games didn't go our way. First game we were leading. I again say that was on your ace. It's not a knock on Max Fried to say, well, Max Fried had a bad game.
Thank you.
Trust me, I had to kick a guy out because he's like, well, watch when Garrett Cole comes back and has a bad game. I'm like, yeah, it fucking happens. I think everybody understands this at this point, you nutcase. But
people think that Paul Skeens and Tarek Skubal don't have blowups either.
Exactly. At the end of the day, us simply just saying, well, Max Fried was given a 3-run lead. He should have been able to win that game. That's what happens with an ace. It didn't happen. Yeah. Next day, we know what happened there. The Yankees got absolutely obliterated to the point where I was confident we were going to hear Aaron Boone come out of back. The game was embarrassing. Obviously, we didn't get that. He's never going to do that. I don't know why I expect he ever will, but he's never going to sit there and tell the truth about what a disgraceful game that actually was. And then, of course, the Yankees played a very solid ball game yesterday, and they won. So they were able to salvage a series. They beat a very good pitcher in Yoshinobu Yamamoto. They had some really good ABs against him. But a lot of the people talking about, well, the Yankees can't beat a good team. May I remind you guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, Francis, because you probably, you know, you might know this better than I do. I believe we beat the New York Mets 2 of 3. The New York Mets beat the Dodgers 2 of 3 this year.
That's true. We also swept the Angels, who swept the Dodgers, but, you know.
So any given day, a team could win. Now, would I sit here and say I really do wish that the Yankees played better this series? Yes, because all the shit the Dodgers talked, you would figure that this would be circled on their calendar. And I know, look, if it was me, but this is just me, this is not how Aaron Boone is, I would have had those comments posted on everybody's locker. And, you know, I had somebody in the chat say, yeah, but these guys are all buddy friends. I don't think so. I don't think in regards to that, they were very happy. I think if you ask Aaron Judge right now, and, you know, even the idea of, well, a lot of those guys are gone, but what about the scouting report? That was the Dodgers scouting report that you guys were a bunch of fucking bums. That's basically what it was. It was that the Yankees were a little league club. You pressure them and make them have to make plays, and they're going to fold. And it is what happened. Don't get me wrong. But you should have had a little more chip on your shoulder playing this series. Last thing we needed to see was a blowout win. That was disgusting. 18-2 was nasty.
That's in a series this big, in a series that's supposed to be circled on both calendars, right? The Dodgers as well as the Yankees. There should never be a blowout. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that I said last year when we were in both Subway Series matchups, right? There was a blowout in both matchups.
Yeah,
they blew the doors off the Yankees at City, and they came to Yankee Stadium and blew the doors off of them there. Like, and what did I say when that happened? You cannot allow these things to happen. Like, you can say it's just another series with the whoever, whatever, but it's like, I'm sorry, man. You know that for your fan base, you know that, you know, for the people that give everything, you know, to watch you guys go out there and play ball, for them it matters. You knew that coming into this weekend if you're the New York Yankees. And I want to shout out a couple people because there were a few performers who did seem to get the memo. Aaron Judge did not go ghost this weekend. Aaron Judge showed up and showed out, and he was Aaron Judge, okay? And it was nice, Tiny, he did what he does or whatever, but at the end of the series, you look at the numbers, and like always, Judge was better. But Ohtani's team was better. Ohtani had help. Judge really did not, right? Until Sunday, right? Ben Rice with the big home run. Jason Dominguez had a nice hit. But, early on, Saturday, Saturday, this team could not get out of their own way. And when Will Warren is literally seeing ghosts out there, Will Warren was so bad on Saturday, and you football fans will remember this reference that I'm about to make. Will Warren was so bad on Saturday, I thought that I was watching Sam Darnold in a Jets uniform against the Patriots again. And that's a very specific analogy, but Pete, I got to tell you, it was such a bad game that the quarterback himself said in his post-game press conference, which I never heard and probably never will again, he said himself that the defense against you was so good, they had me seeing ghosts out there. He admitted it. He admitted it live.
Damn.
Dude, it was horrible, bro. I'm not a Jets fan by any stretch of the imagination. I felt bad. I was like, this is horrible. When I saw Will Warren, I said, oh my God, he looks like Sam Darnold out there. I said, this is happening. I said, I can't believe it's happening again.
He honestly looked like he was shitting himself on the mound. Like at that point, it was like, this ain't cute. Kyle Malay adds one thing, which actually did happen, and I didn't see it when I was calling the game, but I saw it later. Ohtani fell asleep in Saturday's game. That's how bad the beatdown was. He was like, I'm gonna take a nap.
That to me was insult to injury.
Bro, the dude just said he should have took a fucking pillow out too.
He was on the
lay right out and go to bed.
Railing, and I saw that, and I said, "This is just insult to injury."
The dude he woke up. He said, "Like I'm really like fucking. I just knocked out cold."
He
like,
woke up and
is
was
insane.
like, he couldn't believe. He was like, "Wait a minute, it's still the same inning."
He said the game's not over yet. I told you guys to fucking wake me up when it's over.
Hey, we can't.
Muncie just hit another home, but the sound of the bat woke you up. Don't worry.
He said we can't still be here. I got to put my parlay in for the Pacers and the Knicks. What are you thinking about? We beat them already. Come on.
Oh my God.
I know that look. That's the look of a gambler who needs to get his bet in before, you know what I mean? I know that.
Hey. He got to get his numbers in. You got to get the numbers. Yeah, the numbers.
Saturday was one of those. And again, here's the thing.
It was
right?
bad. Yeah.
This is going to sound wild, right? Because obviously performance-wise, you take Fried 10 times over what Warren did. But I expected more from Fried than I did of Warren. Like the fact that happened,
of course.
Warren, all right, I'm not saying that that's what I was expecting. I was expecting obviously a quality start for sure. But okay, he got his doors blown off. He's a rookie. That happens. Like that's not uncommon. That is very common. Yeah. And Will Warren is a guy that we've said it time and time again. He does not throw an overpowering fastball. He relies on his deceptiveness, his secondary off-speed pitches to kind of set up that 94, 95 mile an hour fastball. But it's still dangerous against a lineup like the Dodgers. That's a very deep lineup. It's a scary lineup. It's a potent lineup. And if that same lineup had Max Fried for the first time looking human all season, Max Fried looked human. He looked almost scared. Then of course Will Warren didn't stand a chance, right? I wasn't even shocked when I saw that.
But if somebody were to look at you at the end of this series and say, hey, I'm coming back from the future. The starter that's going to have the best series is Ryan Yarbrough. What would you say? Would you be like, damn, really? Ryan Yarbrough for real? Like, kidding me? Like, you know what I would think if that was the case? I'll go, okay, we're going to win one game.
If somebody told me blind, they said, look, your three starters pitch this series. Only one of them pitches into the sixth inning, having given up only one run and whatever, strikeouts like that, whatever. Yeah. You have to guess who does it. Fried. Max Fried, Will Warren, or Yarbrough. I would get Fried 10 out of 10 times.
You have to. I mean, you would be, if you did guess anybody else, about, yeah, are you bullshitting?
Exactly.
No, I really believe. No, you don't. You don't really
crazy.
believe. You just want to be different.
But
you want to be different.
Shouts out to Yarbs. stepped
He's been
up,
awesome, man.
balls of fucking steel, and was striking guys out. He was pitching his fucking ass. I mean, and this is what happened, right? When he was made available, I was in the chat immediately. Our chat on Twitter. I was in the chat immediately. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
bro. I was like, that would be nice, right? Not thinking that he was going to be this, but just thinking,
I was thinking for innings, eating
Bro.
innings in the bullpen.
exactly, a veteran guy who can just come in and give you quality inning after quality inning. That's invaluable. And nobody talks about these guys in the offseason because they're not the shiny toy. They're not the big name. They don't get the big contracts. They don't get the headlines, and nobody gives a damn. But in the middle of the season, they're the ones that end up being freaking of the utmost importance. Case in point, this series. If
he's been
Yarbrough doesn't
huge.
show up, this team gets swept and forget it. It's literally Armageddon right now.
Yep.
It's Armageddon because it was damn near. It was about to be Saturday night. Listen, Saturday night, Pete, in New York was not a good. It wasn't a good night.
Yankees get a beat down and the Knicks are out.
Oh my God, Pete! You should have heard the street. You could have heard a pin drop, and you know that's not New York.
Oh, not at all.
You
Not at
could
all.
have heard. Look at this. Look at this.
I mean, this is Ryan Yarbrough, right? This is absolutely phenomenal. So a lot of the big questions that everybody is asking right now is how do you even consider when Marcus Stroman is ready that this guy comes out of this rotation? Ain't no way.
I got a conspiracy theory because I've been seeing Stroman these last couple of series, man. For me, he been ready. They slow walking that. I don't even think they're like trying to force it, pressure it, whatever. And I know it's like, yeah, 18 million. I don't know. I think even Cashman's like, we might want to leave that alone. The lineup, we can get a little funky with the lineup, right? Because we got Judge, we got all these guys, whatever.
Yeah.
We can get a little funky in there, throw a little DJ in there, mess around.
Oh, God.
The rotation, though, we don't got room for error there. Like if we go and fuck around and say, no, we're gonna sit Will Warren with as good as he's looked. We're gonna sit Yarbrough with as good as he looked, so that we can get Stroman back in there. It's gonna be a big problem. So
No doubt.
that's a conspiracy theory. There's no truth to back it. I'm just saying, that's what it looks like from the outside. But
I mean, they don't want to rush him back at all.
No,
You know, at the end of the day, the way things are going for the Yankees, you don't want to rush that guy back. And speaking of one of the teams that I said are the two best teams in the American League, my guy who I talked about a lot this offseason, Kerry Carpenter, has gone yard for the third time today. Just an absolute beast of a player is Kerry Carpenter. I tell you what, right now, teams like the White Sox and the Colorado Rockies should be absolutely ashamed of themselves with just how bad they are. I mean, it's really disgusting. They were asking Ozzie Guillen, I think, was doing his show today, and they mentioned something about the White Sox are runners in score, but he was like, next,
straight up,
next. I don't want to talk. Next,
He ain't
we're not
trying
gonna
to-
do this every night. Next,
Nope.
like I'm not gonna talk about how bad this team is anymore, but.
Oh,
Sticking to where the New York Yankees are right now, I mean, like you said, we're kind of talking about the whole season thus far and where they are. There's been a lot of players that have exceeded expectations, and there's been a few who I think have kind of underperformed. But overall, for the New York Yankees right now, I mean, you got to be comfortable with where they are. I think
for
when
sure.
when you get a beat down the way you did, like you said on Saturday, and then you lose a series to the Dodgers 2-3, and yes, of course, you're upset about it because you want to win that one. But you got to recognize, too, that you do got a deadline coming up. You do got a lot of work that can still be done on this team's roster. You got to be somewhat comfortable where the Yankees are right now, because we know what the record is. We know how far they're in first place. We've again seen Max Fried come in and do something that I don't remember a Yankee pitcher getting off to a start, this long into a year with an under 2 ERA. He's been that damn good. Carlos Rodon is living up to his contract and more, dare I say, this season. He's been that good. Clark Schmidt just had a rebound outing. Let's hope that continues. At the end of the day, a guy like Will Warren, as Francis said, I've said he's a young pitcher. You kind of just let him give you what he could give you. If he goes 5 innings, 3 runs, you're happy. 6 innings, 3 runs, you're happy. Sometimes there's going to be these blow-ups where he just can't command his pitch as well, and that's it. And then Ryan Yarbrough, every year you have a good year. You always have guys like Ryan Yarbrough that just kind of break out and keep things going the way it needs to go. And that's what you've gotten so far. On the offensive side of the ball, I mean, Cody Bellinger has been the guy that we'd hope he would be. There was a time there where I'm like, damn, Cody's looking toast. Like, this ain't going to work. And Cody's really turned it on as of late. Trent Grisham has overexceeded expectations. Paul Goldschmidt has been amazing. Ben Rice has come out of, really taken on his own. And then Aaron Judge is the greatest friggin' hitter on planet Earth. Thank you to David Ortiz, a.k.a. Big Poppy, for basically saying when they asked him about who you taking, Ohtani or Judge, my man was like, Aaron Judge. It's not even close. A-Rod was doing his best sucking off impression of Shohei Ohtani because, whatever. I guess you got to have some opposites. But David Ortiz was like, there ain't nobody like Judge. Like, let's be honest here. It's Aaron Judge all day. When they went to Jeter, Jeter played the I'm going to put my hands up guy. And I'm going to say, well, if this guy chose that guy, I'll take the other one. I don't care.
Exactly.
Like, to me, it doesn't matter. But shout out to him for doing that. Aaron Judge is a fucking animal, man. I mean, we got the best hitter in the planet on this team, and now you just got to build around those guys a little more. So the Yankees have the opportunity here to really better this club come July. And I've said it, and I'm going to keep saying it until then. Every year, I know I sit here and I say, it's the biggest deadline that I remember. Every single year, I know I say it, and it could become a new tagline for me. Yeah, this year is the biggest deadline. But the thing about this season is also, I don't want to fucking hear about money, for instance. If I hear money, just hang the fucking cleats up and go home. I don't want to fucking hear it. If there's somebody available and it comes out, the Yankees didn't bounce because they were financially, they were restraining themselves financially. Bro, hang the fucking cleats up and just go home. Don't play in a big boys field then. If that's the case, give it up. I don't want to hear it.
If this team, what are we? We're 36-22, right? No,
we are 36-22, yes.
36-22. You are 14 games over 500. Okay, you have about I think it's at least a 4.5 game lead in the division.
5.5.
5.5 games. So here we are in June, right? I'm gonna put it into perspective because I was doing the numbers right before we went live here, right? I don't know that the Yankees knew that they would be in this position come June. Right?
I don't think they would be.
I mean, I don't know that they thought so, right? I can't say whether I thought they would or wouldn't. I picked them to win the division.
You did.
I just didn't know that they would start like this because I thought that the month of May was going to be a lot harder on them than it ended up being.
Yep.
But I think I look at the Yankees today and I'm like, I don't know if their brass thought that they would be here at this point because with the conversation and the rhetoric that dominated the offseason, this didn't sound like, an organization that was planning to go into a season and spend at a deadline. But yet here we are, and you're 100% right. If you don't spend at this, if there's something available that can put this team over the top, and they say no, we're not going to do that because we're not spending, they would be idiots. Like there would be no other way to explain it because, like I just said, it is June. You are 14 games over 500. You have a 5.5 game lead in the division. It doesn't seem like anybody in the division is going to be able to challenge you, and you haven't even played everybody, and it already imagine that. You haven't even played everybody in the division, and it already seems like they're not really going to be able to mess with you this year, right? The Yankees have played 19 series this year, Pete. 19 series. They're 12-7. 12-7 over the 19 series that they played. Through the end of April, they were 5-5 through their first 10 series.
That's right.
May, which has been their most difficult month to date in terms of schedule. They played the Mets, they played the Padres, they played the Dodgers, their most difficult schedule to date. The part of the schedule has been May, which just so happened to be the month that they dominated. They went from 500 and they literally went from 5-5 to 12-7.
Yep.
Okay. That means they went 7-2 over the 9 series in May. And guess what the 2 were? The first series and the last series of the month. Literally, they lost the first
in between. I mean, they beat everybody up.
Yeah.
That's why I said, I mean,
we lost Tampa Bay and then we lost to the Dodgers.
I said it at the beginning of May, if you remember. I said it's going to tell us a lot about who this team is with how they play in May because it's very difficult. Again, if somebody were to go back then and tell me how they would play, I'd say you're full of shit. I don't see it. But they've played amazing baseball, and this is a golden opportunity for this team to take advantage of the weak American League. And I'm doing this because I'm sorry, whatever. It's where they are. It is what it is. Beating a team like the Tigers isn't going to be easy. So if you want to run with that, All right, well, just put it in your mind that you might be facing across the field from a team like the Tigers, who are hot. They got a lot of young hitters that are taking off. Torkelson's having finally becoming a player they expected him to be. Of course, we know what their rotation looks like. We know what the team is. They're going to look to improve that club. There's no doubt about that. The Yankees cannot sit back. And as Izzy says right here, he goes, I'm in LA, was at LA games 1-3, and the Dodgers games 1-3. The tale of two different teams, the body language, the swag of all of it. Embarrassing is an understatement. It was a bad series for the Yankees. Nobody's sugarcoating that. Mary Ellen Ford adds in before we move on here. Do you guys really think DJ will be playing second base and Jazz third base for the rest of 2025? Will Cash stop looking for a second or third baseman? No, I don't think so. I do want to kind of stick around this for a second and talk about the improvements of this club. And I was talking about this on Game Season. I want to see if you agree with me. I think there's a lot of this depends on where Louis Heel is. And is Louis Heel healthy? Is Louis Heel okay? Is he going to be coming back? Is he going to be reliable? Because if that's the case, I don't believe the Yankees need to get a starting pitcher. I think what the Yankees need is a reliever who can miss bats and tops out at 98, 99, 100 miles an hour. That is something desperately missing with this club. A lot of their relievers allow you to put the ball in play. And I know they strike batters out. I get it. But is there somebody in this Yankee bullpen, right? Besides, I'd say Fernando Cruz. Even though he doesn't throw hard, Fernando Cruz strikes out people like nobody's business.
Yep.
Besides Fernando Cruz, is there really somebody you can sit there and go, it's the postseason. Starter gets in trouble in the fifth. It's bases loaded, 1 out or no outs. You need to come in and put guys away. You need to miss bats. Do the Yankees have that guy besides for a healthy Fernando Cruz? I don't think they have that player available.
Yeah. I mean, could it be Johnny Lowe?
But he don't miss bats.
That's the thing.
That's the problem.
Johnny Lowe finds himself in a lot of 2-strike counts. And I think he does that by missing bats. He doesn't finish the at-bat by
never
bats, though.
And it's always been that way in his career. It's not like an underlining thing this season. He's never been a strikeout guy. So for me, that's what I want to see the Yankees do. And then I do want to see them add a bat. Now
the reliever market is going to be interesting. But look, the Dodgers already kind of freaking pounced on it. They freaking grabbed Alexis Diaz.
Smart. But
right?
But again, that's the thing that I don't want to be an Aaron Boone here and fucking pat the other team on the back all the time. But at least they're being proactive.
Right. Yeah, they do it right. Look at the
they're being proactive. That's the way. And look, what about you know? There's another thing too.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted Kim. The Dodgers. Oh, let's pick up Kim.
Look at him. Yep.
I mean, you think that was? Does anybody really think that was just a mistake? That was a lucky guess. We just picked him up. No, I think they saw something in him. They had enough people out there that saw something to go, you know what? Let's ease this kid and see what he got. Kim would look pretty nice with the Yankees, by the way. He'd be another guy that would look all right with the Yankees at one of those positions. Now, I know we're looking for a right-hander, but I'm going to flip the switch on that because I really don't, I do care about lefty-righty a bit. I care about when it's too heavy righty when it comes to the Yankees.
Yeah.
If somehow, and they had a conversation today, I forgot which network it was, might have been MLB Network. They had a conversation with the Cardinals GM today, and he said they're in a strange place here, and he hopes by the deadline they're at that same place because they could either buy or sell. I hope by some miracle, somehow, Brendan Donovan does become available. Because I've been talking about Brendan Donovan for years, but I want to say one thing, and this is going to maybe shock a few people. I feel like the Yankees are like a Brendan Donovan away from having one of the best offensive they've had in years. And that's even surpassing potentially last season with Soto being in that lineup. The reason I say that is, and I know it's a lot of lefties and people are going to talk, oh my God, but it's so many lefties. What are you going to do there? When it comes to being a Yankee, I get where that's coming from. Maybe you get a lefty and you get a righty that could come off the bench to pinch hit in certain situations. But Brendan Donovan would make this lineup so friggin' electric at the top of that order with Judge, with Goldie, Rice, Bellinger, Dominguez, however you want to mess around at the top of that order. That would be insane. And if you get Stanton back, I mean, that's also a major, major help with kind of playing around with a tough lefty. Well, you throw G in the middle of that lineup and see how it changes. But to me, Brendan, I'm going to look up his splits real quick so we can see. I don't know how he does against lefties. I think in the past he's handled them well, but would you rather him or Nolan Arenado? I mean, if you're gonna really base it off a righty,
his
that's what I'm
average
saying.
is sky high right now. The Yankees aren't in the business. Like I think if they're gonna add something like a Brendan Donovan, somebody who's going to be here, who's going to be able to grow a little bit with the organization over the next couple years. Brendan Donovan would be traded here with, I think, 2.5 years of control left.
Believe so, yeah.
It's not going to be a cheap trade by any stretch of the imagination. There's going to be stuff that goes back to St. Louis that hurts our prospect friends. So like if that's something that actually does happen, Los better get ready, man, because he ain't gonna be happy with whatever they send back.
Spencer Jones will look amazing in St. Louis, by the way.
Oh, he looked great in that jersey. I might even buy it for somebody else. But shouts out, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, if it's a possibility, the Yankees can't mess around. Like, I hear exactly what you're saying when you talk about the possibility of making this offense one of the more potent offenses, one of the more effective offenses. They're literally like one really solid bat away from that.
Yep.
Because they do this on a weekly basis where you see them go out there, they give tough pitchers a difficult time. They make it hard for the bullpen to get through clean innings. Like this is what this lineup has done day in and day out. They've been able to do it, now that Bellinger's gotten hot. Judge is Judge. He's always been what he's been. You got Paul Goldschmidt doing his thing. Jason Dominguez is another guy. Volpe, he's Volpe, right? At this point, I'm not expecting more than I've gotten, and I'm not expecting less. I think exactly what he's been, probably what he's going to be. And it's something that does fit the team as of right now in the bottom of the lineup. Okay.
Bingo.
But we have the possibility to add a middle infielder or add another infielder, whatever you want to do. Fine. And really freaking cement this lineup, right? Because you got a Brendan Donovan and look.
And you got Jazz coming back. We know that too. So
yeah, Jazz is gonna factor in. We all know this. But I'm saying you add a Brendan Donovan to this team. Listen, I've been adamant about the Detroit Tigers. That's not a team that I'm excited to face. That's not a team that I'm excited to even think about come October. All right, Scooble, lefty, hard throwing with nasty stuff. Okay, I have trauma. I have PTSD from those kinds of pitchers. Okay,
facts.
I saw 2001. All right, I was alive for 2001. I know what that's like when you're literally sitting on the couch begging. Like, please hit this guy. Please, please. Just foul one off.
He's that type of pitcher. He's that type of pitcher.
Tarek Skubal is that all over again. And guess what? He's young.
Yep.
He's not going anywhere for a long time.
Yep.
Okay. He's going to be wearing that Detroit uniform for a long time. And I hope he wears it for his whole career because they deserve it, right? But I'm not excited to face him in the play. But when you add a Brendan Donovan to the lineup that the Yankees already have, I'm sorry. As good as the Tigers have been, it's GG's. As good as they've been, it's going to be too much for them in a 7 games to beat that lineup 4 times. You're just not going to do it. All right? You're not going to do it. Scoobs is going to get them once. He's probably going to get them in game 1. Shut him out, right? Might be a complete game shut. He might dominate completely, okay? The second time he sees them, it ain't going to go that way. It ain't going to go that way.
No,
here's the beauty
definitely not.
Here's the beauty of it. The toughest left-handers, guys like Tariq Skubal, stuff like, okay, beautiful, they're there. But if you're making this lineup a lineup that's going to be dominant against lefty pitching.
Yeah.
Right. You're building a lineup that will be formidable. And that's what we're talking about here. You can't look at what the Yankees have done to this point in June and say, we could chill at the deadline. Like,
no, you can't. It's emergency.
Something we like, we don't got
It's emergency, bro.
If you don't here's the thing. They run the risk of taking a step back.
100%.
And
100%. It's my fear every year. It's always my fear.
You cannot, like, at this stage, this is not 2018. This is not 2019. This is not 2020. This is not 2021. It's 2025.
Yeah.
It means that you've had Aaron Judge. You've now had Aaron Judge for what? Going on 10 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not the time to take steps back. All right. Garrett Cole, Tommy John, he's out all year.
You don't know. You have no idea what he's going to be. You can never guess. You don't know.
No. So
you don't know.
So this is not the time to be taking steps back. Listen, we praised them the last time that we were live together. We praised them. Praise
Yep.
Cashman. Listen, what you were able to do for Bronx and Nothing last week, what they were able to do, right? After Soto walked and everything. And it's funny because we call it Plan B, when in reality, this is Plan C.
Yeah.
Plan C
Yeah.
is violating right now. It's Plan C is taking New York by storm because
Yeah.
Plan A was Juan Soto, Plan B was Adames and Snell or some shit like that,
Yeah. It was tough.
who happened to already be gone by the time Soto signed. So
Yep.
Fried, Bellinger, Goldschmidt, this is Plan C,
And they've worked.
and it's worked.
They've all worked.
And I'm glad that it's worked.
You couldn't roll a better set of dice
Hell no.
than the way
I'm
these
glad-
guys have worked for him.
I'm glad that Will Warren has kind of been working out. I'm glad that Schmitty has had a couple good starts now. I'm glad, you know what I'm saying? I look at this team. I'm glad that Yarbrough has provided what he's provided. I'm so freaking glad. But it would be so disheartening and so disappointing for you to let that go by the wayside and not do anything at the trade.
But see, that's what's so tough because, you know,
if it's available, though, don't get me wrong.
That's the problem. That's the tough
to
part.
To be to pull a Houdini because that's
We're not saying MLB the show type shit here. We're trying to be
No.
as realistic as we can be here, but it is
Every time
tough.
now you say MLB the show, and I think about that one video.
You got a game tonight, Will. Let me write this wrong real quick. Anyway, you look at what's available out there, right? And you look at the players that are there.
Yeah.
You look around and you go, I mean, it kind of sucks to say it, and I've been telling Yankee fans this for a while. I don't think the Yankees want Nolan Arenado. I don't think the Yankees want Nolan Arenado because I think they would have had him. I don't think the Yankees want him. And maybe, I thought about something else. I said, well, maybe it's because they'll wait for some of that contract to be paid down. The deadline, if he's available, they go get him. Look, man, Nolan Arenado was hitting 228 with 6 homers. Yeah, he's good defensive, but we got defense. Oswald Peraza could defend. You know, they never wanted him. And Joe says Curry said it last night. I don't think they've ever wanted him. I think the two realistic names. Can I just throw two realistic names out there real quick?
Yeah.
And I don't know. Again, this is very realistic, by the way. But let me say this too. It ain't getting anybody excited. It ain't getting everybody to go, we got him. Let's fucking go. World Series on. Nobody's doing that with Ahmed Rosario and Yoan Moncada.
Damn.
Oh, and Yoan Moncada's apparently back on the IL. Ahmed Rosario.
I just had to sit there. And let that breathe for a second. Listen, here's what.
Well, who's realistic? If anybody in the chat you want to throw out some realistic options, please go right ahead. Because
I think, but we said this all. Was it Bronx or Nothing? This might have been DS before that, where we spoke about Ahmed Rosario and how I think out of any option that would be available, he makes the most sense. Am I saying he's a better fit than a guy like Donovan? No.
definitely not. Yeah.
Like Yankee sense, like the guy available right now, who if you told me, look, dude, like you had to pick a guy who you say this is a guy that the Yankees go for at this deadline 10 out of 10 times, it's Ahmed Rosario. They've been going after him for years now. He's been kind of a guy that's eluded them. They had something, they were close to getting him recently, and he's like, no, he got better playing time somewhere else. That's where he went, right? This off season, they didn't pay much interest. Now he's probably a guy who can be had at the deadline again. He won't cost much. His money won't add too much either.
Mm-hmm.
And you know it's a guy that Cashman has been after. So it makes a lot of sense. And here's the thing. Yeah, it's not going to have anybody like jumping for joy like when, we made the trade with the Padres a couple, you know what I'm saying? That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad deal either.
No, it's not. And again, it's not always the sexy names. Sometimes these names kind of shock you. If Ahmed Rosario came over and hit 300 the rest of the way like he's doing right now, hell, I'll even go further. If he hits 275 the rest of the way, 270 the rest of the way, the Yankees offense is an improved team. But, I saw somebody in the chat throw out Ramon Urias from Baltimore. I like him, but again, that's Baltimore. Is Baltimore going to be willing to simply go, let's go ahead and pass this dude over to the Yankees? I don't think so. Like, remember when the Yankees made a deal with Baltimore for Zach Britton, it cost them a bit. The Yankees, some people felt like overpaid in the moment when they did that. They bring up Yandy Diaz in the chat again, but where's Yandy going to play? That's the only thing. Where would Yandy Diaz play? He can't really field.
They're not putting Yandy at third base, guys. And
No,
I
no
know
way in
it's,
hell.
I
Please
know
don't even
that
suggest it.
I know that it's on his resume technically, like he's a third base, but the Yankees aren't. I don't think they're trading for Yandy Diaz to put him at third base. I don't see it. I don't see it.
No,
What
I'm
I
there with you.
what I wish that shit could work out and somehow he could be a good defensive third baseman and you put Jazz at second and we throw Yandy in the lineup. I mean, you know, if we're fifths, we'd all be drunk, but I mean, it's not the case, buddy.
Now there is one name. Andujar's hurt again, and Andujar can't play third base, so that's also a tough
we
off,
know
and
that
he's
better
hurt
than,
again.
we know that better than anybody. Andujar is not going to happen.
The
Unfortunately, Yandy Diaz is not going to happen.
the only one that makes sense,
Ahmed
Rosario makes sense, but there is one more that could make Pete, as I've been saying, Urias plays for the Athletics. What? We're not talking about Ramon? Okay, so I guess I'll look at the Athletics Urias. That's according to Guy, but I thought you guys were talking about Ramon from Baltimore, which would make sense. He's your third baseman. But the other guy that makes sense is Luis Urias is who he's talking about. Okay, and he's hitting 252 this year with 6 bombs, 28 years old, second baseman, but could also move around a little bit. But the one name that I also want to talk about that could make sense, honestly, is and Arizona hasn't been a team who is quick to sell recently, is
Eugenio Suarez.
Eugenio Suarez got 16 homers. I know he's slowed down as of late, but Eugenio Suarez would be a perfect type of pickup for what the Yankees need. You want a guy that can hit lefties and all that. Eugenio Suarez is certainly that guy that will make a lot of sense. And
And he's right-handed.
He's right-handed. I don't know exactly what Arizona will be looking for, but it feels like a Yankee type of move. That feels like a big deadline acquisition for the New York Yankees.
Doesn't
a
it
guy
feel
like
like old
Eugenio
Yankees,
Suarez. It does feel
Doesn't it
like
feel
old
like
Yankees.
old, like our Yankees that we grew up with?
Yeah,
The
definitely.
big slugger, home
It
run
definitely
hitter at the
does.
deadline to help you on the
And he's
playoff.
getting hot again. I know a lot of people were worried about how bad he was doing. He's getting hot again, and Burns did just blow out his elbow. I'm not saying I'm excited about that, but it does make sense for the middle of the Yankees order. You go ahead and pull up some of his splits and what could obviously help the New York Yankees. You would assume that Suarez crushes lefties. Well, this year he doesn't. This year he's hitting only 137 against left-handed pitching, but I'm not, that's not a ton of at-bats. Let's go back to 2024 just to see, because I can't imagine that Eugenio Suarez never hits lefties. Maybe he doesn't. Last year 256 with 10 homers. So in limited of time, he did hit lefties. So I don't know if this year is just an underlier there, but he is getting hot again as of late. Last 15, he is back up to hitting 291, 317 on base percentage, 509 slugging. But again, a guy that this year, 16 homers, 231 average, 311 on base percentage, 820 OPS. Throw him in the Yankee lineup, let him, sit between two lefties. I don't know. That can definitely make the Yankees offense look a little bit sexier. Move Jazz back to second, leave him there if you get a bat like that. It is a right-handed bat. They specifically mentioned right-handed bat. And to be fair to Cashman, last offseason, if you remember, he goes, I want a good defensive center fielder. Well, you've seen Belly and you've seen Grisham playing center field.
Yeah.
So he's kind of told you his plans a little bit. So maybe a guy like Suarez would make sense.
I could see. Listen, it wouldn't shock me. That wouldn't shock me either. I think out of the moves that we discussed today, the one that would shock me would be if they somehow swung a deal for Brendan Donovan. That would shock me.
Oh, I would be the happiest fucking dude on the planet. I would almost be Soto level excited. Like I was that day. Like
crazy.
Brendan Donovan's a name I've talked about for like 3 or 4 years now.
It's crazy because he's not anywhere near the level of a Juan Soto, but his trade has a similar impact to the New York Yankees in that it immediately puts them in this conversation like, oh shoot, we're going to a World Series. Like,
Yeah, like they have to at this point.
this is going to be a World Series team. And I think that's what it is when you look at a player like that. Am I saying that to say that Ahmed Rosario can't mean that for the lineup and him being the third baseman? No, there's a world where he means that too. There's definitely a world where Eugenio Suarez does because he's a freaking power threat. He's a right-handed bat. Something that we've been a little bit bereft of is right-handed power, right? Until Giancarlo comes back. Goldschmidt, God bless him, he's been hitting all season long, but
an animal, man.
The power just hasn't been there. And guess what? I'm not complaining. I'm not
Goldie's been the fucking man. I love
I'm not
that
one
dude,
of those
man.
looking at that and saying, "Oh man, but if he could have a couple more home runs at least or whatever."
Fuck it.
Listen, he's been so freaking good. Listen, I don't want him to change anything. So if we
Yeah.
get Suarez, then let him hit the freaking home runs. Okay. Paul will do what he's been doing. Let Suarez come and hit the home runs from the right side.
Let him drive him in.
Exactly.
Let Eugenio drive him in if that's the case.
Let Dominguez be Dominguez. Let Jazz be Jazz. Let Volpe be Volpe. Let's do that. Okay. I mean, what's clear though is that if something comes available and something makes sense, and I don't know that any other, I'm trying to think at all the other contenders right now, right? You got Detroit. Obviously, you got the Mets.
It's always hard to think about.
You got the Phillies. Like I'm going through it. I'm trying to say, okay, what other contender is going to be looking for a third baseman or need a third baseman as bad as us? I don't see it. I don't see the other team that's going to go out there and beat us in a bidding war.
Remember too,
that's
if you look at more of the American League, that's where Arizona would probably look to ship him. They're not necessarily going to be jumping up and down for joy to move him to one of their rivals or to help out the Dodgers a little more or some other club. David Douglas throws out, you think DeGrom would be an option if the Rangers fall out? It could be cute and all to even think about or to suggest, and maybe that would be somewhat of a conversation at some point. I don't know. But I'll be honest with you, man. I got it. Yeah, that's my thing. It's more like of a why. Why give up more for him if you get Louis Heel back? And I get it. DeGrom is DeGrom. This is not saying that Jacob DeGrom wouldn't be one of our best pitchers. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that starting pitching hasn't necessarily been the damage from the Yankees, shockingly enough. If Louis Heel comes back, we should know definitely before the All-Star game. So we should have an understanding of what's really going on with Louis Heel. Now, I am on record of saying I think he comes back in August. Now, that is apparently wrong. According to the Yankees, they expect him back sooner than that, but I never trust them. So it's hard. I want to be surprised. That's why I do stuff like that. I'm like, maybe early August. I'll let myself be surprised here. But like you just talked about, I mean, you look around, he ain't going to the Guardians. Eugenio Suarez wouldn't go to the Guardians. He ain't go to Minnesota.
He's not going to Minnesota.
Seattle? Who's Seattle's third baseman?
They're not. I mean, where are they playing Polanco?
And look how good he's been. So, Houston?
No.
I don't think so. Toronto?
Isaac Paredes.
Doesn't really make sense.
Toronto, I don't see Toronto. Listen, at the end of the day, even if they were like competing with us, is Toronto going to beat us out in a trade?
No, I don't think so. I really don't think so.
It's not a shot to them. It's just that's not been how they've operated. So that's my point. Look at everybody who we'd be up against in the American League. There's nobody who should outbid us.
I like Suarez a lot, man.
Available. Like, I get it. If Brendan Donovan becomes available, then yeah, it's going to be a lot of conversations. Trust and believe. There's a lot of people trying to get him.
Yep.
But Suarez, I think if it's a Suarez, it's like we shouldn't be beat. And as crazy as it sounds for me to say that we shouldn't be beat and it shouldn't cost us too much in the same breath, I will say it because we shouldn't be beat, but it's also not a deal that's going to freaking hurt us. It's not going to cost you a Lombard, Jones.
No, that won't be that won't have to be a crazy, deal from the Yankees.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah. Let me look at something real quick, just for the hell of it. I want to look at the box score and kind of see what that would potentially look like for the Yankees. If you look at the way they've kind of been going about baseball, but this is tough from right here. You would assume if you get Jazz back, Jazz would then be second. Suarez would be the third baseman. So that kind of cancels out your 2 weak points, which is LeMahieu. And I'm sorry, I don't give a shit about a 4-for-5 day. I'm not fucking buying anything. I don't give a poot about his 4-for-5 day. If people want to go and believe that and jump up and down and say he's the guy, all right, let him prove it to me for a month. Oswald Peraza, we know, just is not hitting. He's great defensively. We understand that. So you take those two out.
That's what my parents used to say.
What was it?
Even a broken clock. Twice a day. So when I see
doubt about it,
game, it's like, hey, shouts out to him. But
so let me tell you something, man. You get Jazz back, and I know a lot of people are kind of down on Jazz. What is he going to provide? I think Jazz is going to be a lot better than the guy that we saw at the beginning of the year. I really do. I'm not saying there was an injury related there, nothing like that. There wasn't. I think Jazz was on a bit something there. He was hitting homers. It kind of got in his head a little bit. And I think maybe what happened when it happened was actually a good time for that to happen. Because if you've noticed his swings in AA, and when he's been showing video from the batting cages, He's following through with two hands.
Yep.
Like to put more contact on the baseball. And that's who Jazz needs to be. Believe it or not, Jazz is powerful enough to put a ball out. He doesn't have to swing for these things. He could certainly put a ball out. There's no doubt about that.
Especially from
So
the
you
left
take
side.
those guys out, you add in Jazz and Eugenio Suarez. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I think that's the best lineup in the American League. And I don't even think it's close.
I don't think it's close.
I don't think it's close. I think that is the best lineup in the American League. Don't get me wrong. The Tigers are good. Riley Green's an animal. Kerry Carpenter's an animal. They're going to get Glaber back. This is a good team. Baez is having a bounce back year. I already talked about Torkelson. They're a very, very, very good team. No question about that. But I think the Yankees have the experience of already going to a World Series, which they did. Now, yeah, how players hit in the postseason, we're going to have to see this year compared to last year. We know what Soto and G done, and at the end of the day, they might be with neither one of those guys. So other players may have to step. Well, we know it's not going to be with. They won't have Soto, we know that. But G might be out. We have no clue. But I think if you make an impact move like that, let's say, for an example, the Yankees deadline is they shock the world with Suarez, and they get a reliever too that is a swing and miss reliever. And that's all they do. Maybe they add another bat that could come off the bench or something along those lines. Who knows? I'm excited. I'm excited going into the second half of the year with this club and see what they could do. Going into August, September, and then right into October. I'd be happy, man.
How could you not be? I mean, that's where we are. I think you look at what the Yankees have done with who's in house currently. You look at who's supposed to come back. They're supposed to get some reinforcements for the bullpen. We got Louis Heel kind of waiting in the wings. We'll see with that. Offensively, we are who we are right now. There needs to be an addition. And again, there's some people out there who are going to say it's typical Yankees fans. They're never satisfied. Even when they're the best record and they're winning their division, they still want to get better. They just live in the fantasy world. Yeah, whatever, buddy. I'm not saying this for you. Okay? And the guy who's out there saying that, guess what? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people who know what the frick I'm talking about right now. And what I'm talking about right now is very, very easy to understand. Yankees are good, but there's a difference between good and great. The difference between good and great is adding a power third baseman or a contact third baseman at the deadline. That's the difference between good and great. That's the difference between ALCS exit and World Series appearance in consecutive seasons. And I think Cashman knows that. I think he'll be able to convey that message to Hal Steinbrenner really well. And I think that they'll be doing something at the deadline should something be available. And I don't see how they're beat. I said it once. I said it twice. I'll say it one last time. If there's a third baseman on the market for them, I don't see how they allow themselves to be beat. I just don't. Which means that, believe it or not, I'm kind of optimistic heading to this year's deadline. I think that they are going to add something that I'm going to be excited about.
Can I throw something else out there that also kind of helps what we're talking about when it comes to Suarez? I'm going to throw it out there, damn it. Eugenio Suarez is in the final year of his deal.
Exactly.
On top of that, he only gets paid $15 million this year. That means he's going to be about 7.5.
7.5.
7.5. If the Yankees can't manage 7.5, and I'll say it again, just fucking hang the cleats up this year and go home because and Megan says just get Yandy Diaz, he'll fix everything. I don't see how you guys could say that. And I'm the biggest Yandy Diaz fan in the world. Yandy's my fucking guy. I love Yandy. How does Yandy fix the Yankees? Because where does he play?
I think
you mean
what about they look at the baseball reference, Pete, and it says he's a third baseman still.
I guess that's it. He's not a third baseman. Yandy Diaz. When is the last time Yandy played third? As a matter of fact, let's look at I love one of me.
I think he played a couple of. Actually, I think he played some last year. A couple.
Did
games,
he?
Not much.
Let's see. But does anybody really want to see Yandy Diaz at third base?
2023 for sure.
Does anybody want to see Yandy at third base? Though, like legitimately, you really want to see that?
I don't think they do, but they might not know that they might not know that they don't want to see that, Pete. That's what it is. I think you go on Baseball Reference, you read the page, you're like, oh, this guy plays third base. It could work. Actually, it can't. That's what we're here for.
Yandy Diaz, last time he played third base was 2023.
So he didn't take any reps there in 2024.
He took no reps there in 2024. He's taking no reps this year. He's predominantly a DH now.
Exactly. They don't even put him at first base now. So this is a guy who hasn't even had to use his glove. He hasn't even had to bring his glove to a baseball game in a long time. He might not know where his glove is. I mean, guys, and you say you can't say, oh, bring him over. We'll DH him. No, we won't. I mean,
Kicking with Roy said he'd rather see Crackle Nuts at third base. That's how much that's how much nobody really. And then again, We love Yandy. Yandy is he works with Victus. We're close with those guys. They tell us how great of a guy Yandy Diaz is, and I believe it. I've heard great things from John Brophy in the Tampa community with Yandy Diaz. So yeah, he's always a guy that you want to have in your club, but it just doesn't make sense. Now, God forbid if the Yankees found an injury and needed a first baseman, or it comes out that G's not coming back and is an injury, of course. Maybe then that makes more sense. And you get a Yandy that could DH and Ben Rice plays first. Maybe that's a situation that, God forbid, could happen. Because you never know. We still got, a month plus to play, almost 2 months to play before the trade deadline gets here. Deadline's July 31st. You got almost 2 months to go.
He hasn't done rehab or anything yet. So he's
done nothing yet.
Really
and there's even rumors.
He's hit off of machines, high velo machines, but
there's even, whispers and rumors out there that the whatever the shots are that he got, I keep forgetting the name, starts with a P. What's the name again?
The PRP?
The PRP injections he got have not really worked or have not been as beneficial as they hoped it would be. And, you don't know. You hear a lot of back and forth. You really don't know what's going on out there. Only G really knows. We'll see what happens. Josh Young, I don't think they're going to, I don't think they'd even entertain dealing a player like that. But the Yankees seem also, and I guess we'll kind of wrap the show up here on this one note.
Josh Young is the Rangers guy.
He's a Rangers guy. He's one of their top prospects for years. He's been an animal.
The Yankees.
It would be stupid.
The Rangers are they're one of our direct competitors right now. And as crazy as it might sound to some people, with the American League as wide open as it is, and the Yankees. Look, I love the Yankees. Right, this is a Yankees podcast. We work on a Yankees channel. We are Yankees to the core.
Every day.
We're also going to be honest with you. As much as we say it as Yankees fans, this American League needs to be the Yankees' domain. They need to run it and go back to the World Series. There's a lot of teams that look at the Yankees and say, "Listen, bro, that's the king with a lot of chinks in the armor, and
they're beatable.
If we catch them at the right time, we could very well be going to another World Series."
Well, look at
things like that. I know the Astros think that if they get hot at the right time, they can catch us.
Of course.
There's a couple teams. I know Detroit beat us early in the year. I mean, yes, you look back, it was a little fluky. It was ridiculously cold and whatever.
Yeah, I honestly, I tossed that one away.
Yeah, no, it was a different Yankees team. They weren't playing the way they're playing now. But make no mistake about it, Detroit is not by any stretch of the imagination scared of the Yankees. I don't think this is not a situation like the Dodgers in the NL, where a lot of teams in the NL, let's call a spade, like they're looking at the Dodgers like we can't compete with these guys. Like we're not. And that's okay. Like, we're supposed to compete with these guys.
I also see a lot of people in the chat talking about, well, why wouldn't they trade Josh Young? Let me ask you guys a question.
Because why would they trade him to us?
Would the Yankees trade Anthony Volpe?
No.
No.
Guys know the answer to that is no, right?
And Josh Young is better hitter than Volpe. He's a very good defensive third baseman, and he's a cornerstone of their offense.
Yes.
They're not going to trade him. There'll be no reason to trade him. The Yankees aren't going to trade one of their young talents that's in the lineup day in and day out, who they like. It's the same thing with Texas. They really like him. They're building a team around him. They feel that left side of the infield with him and Corey Seager when Seager's playing is filthy. Now, I will say this. Francis already touched on if a team like Texas adds a solid bat out of nowhere and Seager is healthy for the rest of the year into the postseason, you bet your fucking ass look out for them because they got their starting pitching is stupid. Seattle's starting pitching is stupid. So for a lot of those people that sit there and talk about the American League is easy, is this and that, yeah, right now you kind of look at it and go, well, maybe it's two teams. No, when you really start to dig in and you go, that deadline's going to mean something. This is why I want the Yankees to do more. Because if they don't and another team does, you might be looking at the Yankees going like, man, you guys missed your opportunity here. Because that team got way better now. That team's going to be really tough.
If another American League team has a better deadline than the Yankees, and then it means something in the playoffs, there's no way that you don't look at it and you see it as a miss for the Yankees. You didn't sign Max Fried. You didn't trade for Cody Bellinger, sign Goldschmidt to a 1-year deal. You didn't do all of that. This is like a retool year, like we're building towards something in 2026. Bullshit. You signed Goldschmidt for a 1-year deal. Okay,
that's right.
Jazz,
that's right.
You're gonna make decisions about what you think about Jazz after this year. All right, because if you really are serious about them, then the talks are gonna start. You know what I mean?
Now,
like,
it will start this
year. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Make no mistake about it. They cannot repackage and reframe this at the end of the season as a stepping stone year. We always knew that this was going to be. No, bullshit. No, you didn't. Okay? You went into this season, if you're Brian Cashman, thinking, I built a team that can win. I built a team that I believe in that is good enough to win. And so far, through the first 2 months of the season, they have proven Brian Cashman to be right.
No doubt about it. We've tipped our cap to them. Everybody in the front office. Job well done. Job well done.
The offense has looked good.
Let's just hope Jason's healthy. Let's hope that thumb contusion is nothing bad because we need Jason.
I'll be honest with you. Thumb contusion, not worried.
I'm not worried either right now.
I was expecting something.
Just hopefully it's not a ligament. That's all I say. Just don't be a ligament.
Way worse. But a contusion, for those of you people who know, it's bruised.
It's bruised. Yeah.
That's fine. Like, listen, as long as we're not talking fractures, and that's the shit I'm not. Because as soon as I saw that last night, I was like, of course, I knew we weren't going to leave the Chavez Ravine without something. You know what I mean?
Course, always.
You can't, if you're the Yankees, you
Son
don't
of
go
a
to Dodger
bitch.
Stadium and leave without a souvenir. And I'm getting sick and tired of it, okay? I'm starting to get a little bit mad, all right? Because it was the toe, and now it's the toe of the hand. I don't know, and I don't like it. And you know what? I think they do this shit on purpose. I'm kidding.
I think they do too.
Listen, I'm fucking around with you guys. But at the end of the day I hope the Dominguez thing is nothing, because it's true. To this point in the year, listen, man, Cashman's been right about the team that he put together. And he has every right to be walking around that stadium right now with a little smug smile saying, look, nobody thought this team was going to be where they are right now. And look at where I got them. And I'm in the perfect position to make them even better and to literally have them crowned in July as they're going back to the World Series. Because if he has a big deadline, then you know what the rhetoric is going to be after the deadline.
Forget about it.
They're going to start the propaganda from right there at the end of July. Well, you know, the American League is not so tough, so you can pretty much expect the Yankees to coast through the playoffs because, I mean, look at the team they've built. They're going to start the propaganda early this year.
Same shit.
So that they can discredit the run, and that's what they do. But guess what? We don't care.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not
at all. Diggy, you think I care?
You think? Nah, come on.
Ziggy Spinney says, do you think they're maneuvering this year's signings to get Kyle Tucker next year would make sense since Bellinger can play first base? I don't know. I don't, me personally, I don't want to get too far ahead of where the Yankees are right now. I'm going to be real with you guys, man. MTA, don't even get me that excited, brother, because I would fucking do cartwheels all over my house. If somehow the Yankees said they're moving Jazz to third base and they end up getting Ketel Marte somehow, I'd be the fucking happiest dude on planet Earth. That's like one of the other players that I've loved and loved and loved for years and years. And again, when I say this shit, anybody who's been with me, I got videos again of Marte, Donovan, Soto. Those always been my guys. So it's funny you say that. But he is such an Arizona guy at this point. Like, that team really, really enjoys him. He's a real leader in that clubhouse. I mean, I don't know. You never really know what happens. You never know how far they fall out and they go, let's switch some shit up and see what happens. But that, my friends, that would be stupid.
If they were going to do it, I would say that it's been most realistic. Now it's more realistic than it's ever been, I would say. Only because of the emergence of Corbin Carroll. Because now they have the next Mr. Arizona. They have the next cornerstone that they're going to build their franchise around. Like, that is true. It's clear. So you know what I mean? If they were going to do it, like, it would be much more accepted, and it's a lot more palatable right now. Does that mean I think they do it? No, I can't see it, only because he just signed that extension.
That's the problem. There is, it's not like he doesn't get a lot of money. I mean, that's look, I hate saying this.
He's gonna start making. I pulled up the contract so I can have the exact number.
Well,
I remember
it's 15, then it's 12 million.
But luxury
20, 22, and then there's an 11 million player option.
But luxury tax wise, it's 19.4. It's a 19.4 hit for the luxury tax.
And I don't want to get too far ahead of myself on decision making, but they could also have the decision making of saying Jazz would probably cost more. I mean, and just saying, if that was where they wanted to go when that came due, they could simply sit there and go, we could kind of choose at that point because maybe Lombard is up by then, and we could kind of just let one ship away and go, he's gonna cost a little more than him.
The funny thing about Jazz though, is that yes, he's younger, so he might cost a little bit more, but it's crazy because based off of what he's done, based off
He
of what
hasn't done
he's
enough.
shown, he really hasn't done enough to get it. But he's
No.
going to get it because of the market that we're in and the age that he has.
But that's what I'm saying. It does give the Yankees a nice opportunity to say, well, we don't have to.
The danger.
George is ready.
No, it's true. The danger here, though, right? And hear me out. I know some people are gonna be like, "Don't do it," but look, we got to be honest.
I think I know where you're going at.
Ketel Marte is 31, so you are committing to paying a 31-year-old for 6 more seasons because it's a player option after.
Yep.
I mean, this dude, you can be paying this dude through age 37. Like,
Yeah.
So it's literally taking a long, hard look at the player right now and saying, okay, he's not going to become DJ LeMahieu. And again, I know right now some people look at that and say, how the hell could you ever possibly compare him to DJ LeMahieu? Well, when we traded for DJ LeMahieu way back, when we signed him way back when, he was a batting champion coming from Colorado. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was once upon a time where you looked at DJ LeMahieu nowhere near the way that you looked at him today. So these are questions that obviously do need to be answered, right? Like, would the Yankees be comfortable doing that? I mean, I do, but then again, when you bring up the point about the money,
but that's also a reason why Arizona may want to just keep him because it's so friendly.
I mean, how do you not? Again,
it's such a friendly deal.
When you get guys to sign those deals like that, it's like it's win-win because even if you did want to trade him, of course, you could find anybody to take him. Anybody.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be like, oh my God, this is something we got to unload here. As Scott Wright literally just said in the chat, Marte's deal is probably too team friendly for Arizona to even consider unloading it. And that's a real possibility too.
It's true.
Cecilia says, keep Brian Hayes. No.
Yeah, I gotta chill. I gotta chill on keep Brian Hayes.
He got one homer, the homer hit against the Yankees. That's all he has all year. No, I'll pass. Yeah. Keep Brian Hayes said he made adjustments. He was going to be better this year. No, he hasn't been better at all. That would be a mistake.
That's not a project that the Yankees should be taking on.
No, there's no reason. This is a season where you don't have to take a risk.
This is a season where you can't afford to take on a project at the deadline. That's not what we're doing.
Yep.
I'm sorry. We can't. We just can't. Like you're not going to put another situation that could end up like, look, Volpe's. We already said it early on. Volpe's going to be who he is, right? Wells has looked lost. Like, imagine you throw another guy in there that starts looking like you can't do that. We just no. You might as well keep Peraza and you know what I'm saying, keep running out him and Vivas and just pray like that. That's really, if you're gonna do that, I'd rather just stand pat. To be honest with you,
I'm just doing the Kev dance. I don't know why.
Sometimes you got
hey man, I'm excited though for the rest of this year.
Gotta bust it loose, you know what I mean?
Chat, you gotta bust it loose, baby. Boom, boom, boom. Now let me say. How you guys feeling that there, chat though? For real, man, we excited. We ready to go. We got a big year coming up. Rest of this year is gonna be really, really big. I'm excited for it. The Yankees again in first place. Yeah, no, the Dodgers kind of, dragged their nutsack over our foreheads. It was dirty, and they just said, "Let me drag the nutsack right over the top of that," which they really enjoy, by the way. some of those celebrations they do over there, they really enjoy a nice nutsack dragged over the head. But I'm feeling good right now where the Yankees are, and I get it. Dodgers fans are like, "Well, yeah, good cope. You're coping. Yeah, maybe I am coping a little bit, damn it. But I'm gonna cope pretty damn good. Is that why I do it? And we're gonna win. We're gonna win big, damn it. I'm ready for the Yankees and Brian Cashman's bald fucking head to go out there and make some nice moves for this team and stack us up. So on August 1st, we come out there swinging that thing, looking to win, damn it. That's the way I'm going to go about it. We're going to be swinging that thing.
Hey, yo, right.
I'm going to put meat on someone.
That's first and foremost. But I don't agree with the cope aspect of it. I mean, look, it was a rough series. All right. It
was telling me to cope. They were telling me.
You got shellacked on Saturday. I get it. Other than that, like, look, game one was a game where, Max Fried didn't have it. Let's be honest.
Fucking
Max Fried didn't have it. He settled in for a little bit and then he lost it, and then that's it. He gives up it is what it is. But I mean, there's many worlds where the Yankees win that game, and you saw them win Sunday.
No doubt, they were on their way to win it. It felt like they were winning that game.
That's a game that they were in control of for the most part. Sunday, they were in control of the whole time, end up winning that one. Saturday's the only game where it was like you completely overmatched them. Like, I wouldn't necessarily be like taking a victory lap over this. A victory lap off the World Series, be my guest. That you guys won it. Shouts out to you.
See,
But over this series, nah. And the Yankees
see,
fans, you don't have to cope. It's a series loss, like the series loss to Tampa Bay at the beginning of May was. That's all it is, and that's all it's going to be until
see.
the clock turns to October. It was a nice test, all right? Do you want to say it was a nice test and the Yankees failed it? I won't argue with you there. It was a nice test. The Yankees failed it. It's true. Now moving on. There will be more tests throughout the year. We're gonna have some tests this month. In June, there's gonna be a couple test series. And guess what? The biggest test will be at the end of July. What do you look like after the deadline? That's the
Facts. Big facts.
That's
No
the
doubt about that.
There's nothing that the players on the field can do about that, except for
No, and it means a
maybe
lot to the
Aaron Judge, I don't
Yankees.
know.
I mean, we've talked to players about this type of stuff when it comes to the deadline and things like that. And what does it feel like when you get reinforcements or if your team does nothing? And
Exactly.
everybody talks about they want their team to go out there and add a lot, especially if they're looking to be a winning team. That means a lot. You go out there, you don't do much, it could kind of really be bad for the team morale. But you know, look, they got a Cy Young candidate on this club. They got a rookie of the year candidate. They got a AL MVP candidate, obviously a triple crown type candidate in Aaron Judge, the greatest hitter on the planet Earth. I mean, they got a reliever of the year options on this club. So there's a lot of good here, and a lot of people don't always necessarily want to, talk about the good after you lost the series to a team like the Dodgers, which of course we all wanted to beat, but it didn't happen. But there is a lot of good here, and hopefully when we're doing the 24-hour stream is among us folks, and maybe we're sitting there jumping for joy. I do hate one thing that day the Yankees play at 1:00. That absolutely pisses me off because it takes away a large chunk of like later in that day,
Yeah.
which really sucks because typically, as you guys know how the deadline goes, it ends at 6 p.m. And then you got a game at 7. So it's like you got a lot of shit to do that whole day until then.
That's
Now
true.
with the game being at 1, it's like, well, shit, after 6 o'clock, you ain't got dick to do. Like, good luck getting through that, Pete. It's gonna be fun. We'll figure it out, man. It's gonna be an exciting time either way. And look, if the Yankees have a great deadline, then shit, yeah, there is gonna be a lot to talk about. So we'll have a lot of excitement and a lot of fun things to talk about. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. And yeah, man, we'll see what they do. Just we got time between then, but I think it was a good moment for us to kind of talk about and kind of stop with the first, the little bit of March done, May done, April done, May done, and where the Yankees are right now. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm excited where this team is, and we'll see what they do when deadline time approaches.
Listen, man, we already know we've seen this story before. We know exactly what's gonna happen this year.
Indeed.
We know exactly, how much of this hinges on what happens next month. But what can the Yankees do right now? Because it's June. What's important right now? The Yankees need to continue playing good baseball. That's what you do. That you control what you can control. So if you're Aaron Judge and the boys right now, back in the Bronx, getting ready to take on the Guardians starting tomorrow night, you know what you got to do, man. Take care of business. Handle your business. Keep playing great baseball. Keep winning series, right? Keep doing your thing. Keep having good outings. And force the management's hand. Force Cashman's hand. Force Hal Steinbrenner's hand back into his wallet. Because
that's right.
Y'all know he don't want to spend no more money. He's clutching his pearls right now. He got his wallet hidden somewhere really, really far where he can't even remember where it's at. He's not trying to spend. But if you force his hand, he's gonna have to. He's going to.
No doubt.
So let's play baseball, man. Let's win series. Let's do it. Let's play Yankee baseball, and let's do what we're supposed to do. The chase for 28 is still very much alive, baby. There's no excuses, okay? It is what it is. We don't take excuses here in the Bronx.
No doubt about it. And tomorrow we face one of the best of the American League Central in the Cleveland Guardians. Always fun.
Oh, yeah.
Always fun playing Cleveland. So that's going to be an exciting series. It's the first time we face them, even though this is in the Bronx, but the first time we faced them again since ALCS.
No more Josh Naylor, though. I got to admit.
No more Naylor.
Little less bite on that team. It was just funny seeing him because he's at the Diamondback. So we saw him early in the year. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's gonna be kind of interesting looking at that Cleveland team without ugly Josh Naylor there.
No doubt about it. Well, Francis, you know the deal, man. Go ahead and take us on out of here.
I'm gonna take us out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Did we play the Guardians this year already? I think we did actually. We did play them
right.
already.
We
Yeah,
went
we
to
played them
Cleveland.
in progressive. Yeah, we did.
We
So it'll be the second time we play them this year.
lost that game.
It'll be the second time we play them again. That's it. I call games.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I remember everything. Come on now.
Yeah, we faced them.
That's all right. We'll play them again.
Now we're gonna
Okay,
face
listen,
the
my
Browns.
friend. We played them later. Don't worry.
Don't worry, it's okay. We beat them in the Bronx now. Check it out, yo. It's been I saw like I saw 250 in here, well over 250 at one point, 260. Oh, check it out.
What we did? What happened over
What I'm
here?
about to say. The MVP, as you
Oh,
doing MVP things. Make sure you get the ticket for September 6th. I don't see the date there, but I know it's September 6th. Get your ticket for Get your ticket for September 6th, man. The link is in the chat. Y'all already know it's the next NYU Day event at the stadium. If you missed the last one, if you missed the softball game, you're doing a lot of missing. All right? You're doing a lot of missing. You looking like John Carlo on sliders off the plate.
whoa! You look like Anthony Volpe with fastballs down to Johnson.
Oh, you got to stop. Okay, you better click the link and you better buy a ticket because there's no better ticket in the game than watching the game with your boys right here. You see us on the screen. You want to see us in person. Let's do it. Buy the damn tickets. And if you've been in here all night, smack the like, hit subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend and tell their grandmother because we love the abuelitas here. And NYU to the moon and back.
Oh, we didn't do smash or pass.
Oh, we got to do smash or pass. Come on.
We gotta do a smash or pass. I
Let's
forgot
get
all
it.
about this. Oh
on
my
now.
god, because William Henry would kill me.
The Monday kind of threw us off, but
Oh
when we
no!
thought
What do
we
we do?
were
A
out.
smash or pass, man.
They
Let me think.
pull
Hold
us
on. Let me
back
try to
in.
think of one.
I mean, last time when
see.
you looked it up, it didn't go too well.
I'm gonna try my best again. I'm gonna try something different here. William Henry, you ready? Hey, look at him. He's so happy in the chat. William, you got something for us? You got a name? Throw a name out there, brother. Come on, let's do it. Who do we got? Smash or pass? I'm getting comfortable. I'm getting ready, baby. Oh, come on, William Henry. Help us out, brother.
He's getting ready.
I'm getting ready. Oh, we're ready to go
Kicking
over
with Roy
here.
says the freaks are ready. Yo, this is wild. That this is.
Yo,
really
I got a
segment.
major problem. The first thing I typed in on Google, you want to know what I wrote? Old Spanish novellas.
Is that y'all want to go? Y'all want to go for the older people because you know what my answer is gonna be. But that's
Yeah.
all right. Hey, yo, pick a good one, William.
I'm waiting for William Henry to pick one because that's my guy right there, man.
That's what they want. They want William.
All
Henry.
right, hold on. Mrs. Howell from Gilligan's Island. Let's see this. Oh, let's see what we got here. Hey, yo. All right.
Put her on
Yeah.
screen.
Hold on. Let me see if I got to get a better picture than this. Hold on one second. We got to get some body in here, Miss Howell. Better not say Mrs. Parker from fucking Friday.
Oh, Miss Parker is a definite.
Miss Parker,
Come on now.
forget it, is a
on.
smashy.
Come on now.
All right, come on, man. I gotta find it we gotta get a little body or something in here. Gotta get a little bit of body in here. Gotta get a little bit of body. Let's see, Mrs. Howell, we got something here from.
Y'all already know my answer to this one. I don't even know why you're gonna ask.
Diggy Spinny says fairy godmother from Shrek 2. Hey, yo.
Oh, that's a
Fairy
definite.
godmother from
Yeah.
Shrek 2.
Yeah, the fairy godmother. Yeah, she sings the song. I need a hero. I love that.
Let me see. Fairy godmother.
One of my
Shrek.
favorite movies.
2.
Grandma Clump is a pass. You see
Grandma Clump. Nah,
that?
that's a
Y'all going
pass,
too
Cheeks.
Far now.
Come on,
Going too
Cheeks.
far.
Come
Going too
on,
far.
Cheeks.
We all have our limits.
Oh, no. Yeah, this is
Come
a
on.
smash all day. That's a smash all day.
Hold on, that's the fairy, right? From Shrek.
That's the fairy godmother from Shrek.
I told you.
That's a smash. Come on now.
That's a smash. Don't mess with me now, man. I know.
Look at her holding that thing.
I know my kids' movies. I know my kids' movies now. Come on now. Hey, yo.
Why I got a picture of her holding that wand like that, too? What the fuck is wrong with this
I
show?
mean, that's the one that came up. That wasn't your fault. That's the picture
Bro,
that
that's the
came
one that came up, man.
That's the one
I
that-
got another one, too.
Come on.
Oh, she's a freak.
Oh, she's a beautiful woman.
Oh.
She is a beautiful woman. And
Oh, shit.
she's a performer. Look at her. She's gorgeous. I mean,
Yo, William Henry said no brainer smash. William Henry's a freak. He's the best freak I know, though. I love that man. I love that man.
Oh,
so
for the record,
much.
William, Lovey Howell from Gilligan's Island is a smash.
Lovey Howell will be a smash for you, guys.
me,
Look up
it-
Lovey Howell. Look up Lovey Howell. I looked her up. I'm gonna pass, bro.
For sure. I'm not passing.
I'm passing on Mrs. Howell over
I'm not
there.
passing.
It's just-
The thing about Mrs. Howell is you know that she makes a beautiful apple pie. You know
apple pie is cool. Here's what I gotta figure out.
she makes an amazing apple.
Can she make banana nut bread? If she makes a banana nut bread, it's a smash for me, because let me tell you something. I'm a sucker for banana nut bread.
I'm not sure.
You throw a fresh banana nut bread in front of me, get whatever the hell you
I'm
want.
not sure about that, but she'll take you to Starbucks and buy it for you now.
I can't do Starbucks. What are you gonna insult
Listen,
me here live
when
on
they-
television?
When they have a name like Eunice, you just know that this woman, she's seen.
Eunice.
You know what I'm saying? You meet a Eunice down the street. You know what I'm saying? You already know
Eunice.
she saw the 1973 Yankees.
Bro, she saw a
remember.
lot. With the
Okay.
name Eunice,
Oh,
I
her
don't know.
name-
She might have
she
seen 100
knows-
years.
She knows her way around the locker room. She knows her way around a clubhouse. Okay.
Oh man,
This is a woman who's gonna teach you things. She's gonna impart wisdom. And she's
nah, bro. Joe, be off as a pass, brother. For me, be off as a pass.
well, I mean, we can't talk about the Golden Girls. You know what?
Not yet. Yeah, we gotta no. Not everybody going crazy.
we gotta
Blanche
save
Deborah,
that.
you
We
gotta
gotta
save
save
Blanche
Gotta
Deborah.
save
Let me
that.
tell you
Come on
something.
now, chill with Blanche. Don't do that. Don't get me
Nah,
excited.
Twiggy. Fran Dress is a smash hole. I mean, come on. It's
Yeah,
not
what
even
are we
easy.
talking
It's
about?
Fran Dress. Come on, you gotta have something that's a little difficult there.
No, come on. That's
Blanche, Deborah Kitty. I won't even do Blanche on it because everybody's gonna say smash. She's a freak. Blanche. That must be Mr. Burt Reynolds. She said, "Come on over here, Mr. Peter Simonetti." My God,
Mr. Burt Reynolds.
Mr. Burt. She said, "My God, that's Burt Reynolds."
Listen,
Nah, that's a smash all day. You ain't even got to talk about it all day.
We can't do too easy. Because we got more shows.
Yeah, that's way too
Let's
easy.
stick
So
to
let's
one
stick to
because we
one a
got-
show. I agree with Jira. All right, stick to one a show and that's it. But when eventually, maybe as soon as next year, just saying, when we do live Q&A shows in person with people,
Oh, it's gonna be
maybe
so
we'll
much.
do a fun time where we do smash or passes live and all that. And that's it. We'll stop from there. William Henry, I'm gonna answer that one. Pass. I ain't smashing Lizzo. Lizzo will smash all of us, though. I tell you that much right now. Lizzo's done a good job. Lizzo has dropped a lot of weight. God bless her. Good for Lizzo. Seriously, good for Lizzo.
She has. Shouts out. Yeah,
Shouts out to Ozempic.
her.
Um,
I'm Patrick Mahomes. I'm Patrick Mahomes. That one. Yeah.
all right, Francis, you can take us out now. Now that I had William Henry. That's how much we love you, brother. We had to get that smash up pass in there, fam.
Hey, keep it locked and stay tuned, man. Smack that damn like if you haven't already, man. You know what the likes mean. It's not just about you. It's not just about us. It's about the ones who don't even know the goodness that happens on NYYU. Okay? So do it for them, man. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And keep it locked and stay tuned because the next episode will, in fact, be the best episode.
You know we will never come whack on a designated Spittaz track. Peace out, everybody. Catch you later.
Braid Cat.
Yeah, stretch me out a man, let it drip.